Lord Jesus. And that was the start of a lot of things that I had choices to make in my life. Do I want to follow the Lord Jesus and please Him, or do I want to please man? So now I wanted to get back into the church, you see, because now I'd come back to the Lord Jesus, and I was serious because I said, Lord, I want to serve you and follow you. I have business with no man, I've got business with you. And I want to please you, not people. So I got back to church and I was hardly there, just a few weeks, and they wanted to put me on the church board. And because, you know, after all, I was one of the businessmen in town, you see. So I said, no, guys, this can't be. And I said to the pastor and the people, the church leaders, I said, listen, I haven't proven myself, you know. I don't have a history whereby people can say that is a man of God, a person with integrity, as a child of God that you can look up to as an example. And you know what? I was not commended. These guys got sour with me, and they didn't like this. So, and then on the other hand, because I was serious with the Lord, I knew it was wrong. That why I got disillusioned and I left the Lord Jesus Christ the first time, and it was because of wrong things that people do and the things that the church occupies itself with. For instance, there was one of these rich brothers in church, and he said to the pastor they needed a photocopy machine, and this guy said, Pastor, you know, we've got one at work that, but what I can do is I can have this copy machine written off, and then I buy a new one at work, and the old one we bring into the church here, and then the church has got a copy machine. And I happened to overhear this, and I said, guys, is God poor? You need to crook. So I said, no, guys, no. We must walk uprightly in the sight of the Lord. We can't do things like this. It didn't take long for the pastor to come to me and say to me, listen, we don't want you here. You don't fit in. So I didn't fit in at work. I didn't fit in the church. So, but you know what? I fitted in with the Lord Jesus Christ. And I wanted to walk upright with Him as I still do all of the days of my life. So, I love my brothers and sisters in church. Now recently, I was also a pastor asked me to join their church, and but they said I must enter into a covenant with the church. So I said, what is this covenant? I'm in a covenant with the Lord Jesus Christ. I'm following Jesus. I'm not following a church. I love you guys, but I'm not entering into a covenant with the church. I follow Jesus. And when I close my eyes here, and when I open them on the other side, when I die, when my turn comes, I want to see Jesus. And you know, I have the opportunity now to seek Jesus and to get to know Him better, because this is only the start. This is not the finish. This is the launching pad to eternity. Because the Lord said to me the other night, He said to me, those people that don't love me, there's no place in heaven for them. And He said that those people that serve me out of duty and that pray out of because it's a custom, or they're used to doing it, He says also there's no place in heaven for them. Only those who love Jesus, who joyfully serve Him and follow Him, they will go into heaven. And that's also written in the Bible. The Lord says, God says He knows those that love Him. And we must joyfully serve the Lord. And that is what I want to do, is joyfully serve the Lord Jesus. But, you know, when I was no more welcome in the church, then suddenly I was on my own. And then I realized that, you know, how much of our church life, of our Christian life, centers around what we do at church. That's not reality. Reality is when you are alone with Jesus Christ. And that was a good thing that I was pushed out everywhere, because then I really got to know the Lord Jesus. And I could really learn from Him, and ask Him to guide me, to show me the way, and show me what He wants. Because that's the opportunity that I have now, is to ask Him to help me to work on my relationship. The only one who can tell me the quality of my relationship with Jesus is Himself. If I'm interested in going to Him and I say, Lord, how can I please You more? And that is one thing that I've learned, is to go to Jesus, say, Lord, speak to me. Speak to me and show me Your ways. Lord, show me what You want. Because what He wants is what is important, not what I want. Now, you know, He hasn't sent me back to a church yet. The Lord has told me lots of other things to do, but He hasn't sent me back to a church. Now, like I said, I love my brothers in church, but I wish that they would follow Jesus. I wish that they would become intimately acquainted with the Lord Jesus Christ. Because you know what? When you go to church, you're part of a group with certain values, and they're not always perfect. And you adapt to the values, and you know, you generalize about some things. You know? And there's nothing like fellowship with Jesus, because you can't gossip with Him. He doesn't listen to it. He doesn't accommodate that. When you walk with Jesus, you walk straight, because He straightens you out quick. I've been straightened out many times, and I thank God for that. Just recently, I was praying one morning, and I said, Lord, I don't know. I just feel that my relationship is not what it should be. And I said, Lord, if there's something wrong, talk to me, show me. Hey, and you know what? I got up there with a pain in the lower back. I could hardly walk. And for 3 weeks, I prayed. You know, and then I really prayed, and I sought the face of God. And you know what? The Lord spoke to me in those 3 weeks. And it's so wonderful. I thank God that He makes, you know, that He talks to us and He takes us seriously. That was 3 weeks of hard prayer, but I didn't really ask the Lord for healing. I said, Lord, if this is Your way of talking to me and getting me to pray and spend time with You, then I'm just grateful. And you know, after 3 weeks, the pain just disappeared. And I thank God that He involves Himself with us, and He wants to guide us. We must just put our eyes on Him. And what I know of Jesus is what He has taught me. And that is all wonderful. Just wonderful. And that's why I can share firsthand with you and tell you why I'm not a church man. I'm a God man, and I believe in the Lord Jesus. I thank you for listening to me. God bless you.